Good afternoon. So I posted something in my community tab. I am not a popular channel, but over 20 years ago, when I went back to college and took psychology, I certainly was popular with my teacher and some of my classmates who were definitely young enough to be my children. And if that's patting myself on the back, oh well. So anyway, back at least 20 years ago, over 20 years ago maybe, I went back to college and I was very interested in psychology, and I got turned on to evolutionary psychology and evolutionary biology, and a lot of it centered around mate selection. And I'm not going to go into all of that here because, gosh, I would be here like, morning, noon, and night forever. If you're interested, Google it or look for other videos that are more informative. But anyway, so one of the things I happened upon a few years ago was a bunch of documentary type things about the Jewish faith, like in the stricter, I don't know all the technical terms, but like the ones that are more orthodox or formal, and the stricter with the matchmaker and the mate selection and all this and that, and they have different people talking, different viewpoints, blah, blah, blah. And documentaries where they show how the mate selection goes, marriage, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not pushing that religion. I'm just saying it's like another slice of a culture and their mate selection and everything. Now, it just happened that I ran across a little clip that I put on my community tab, I think this morning, where they showed like this young man. He's, I don't know if he's in Canada or the U.S., but like he was 33. His parents wanted him to get married. He said he wants to get married. And so he goes to the rabbi, and the rabbi, I mean, there was more to it. I'm just telling you one part. The rabbi gives him like blank paper and a pen and says, I want you to write down everything you could think of that you would want in a wife, or the perfect partner. And he's writing all these things, and the rabbi's like, okay, that sounds good, and then, oh, you need to use the back of the paper? Sure. So this guy fills up 2 sheets of paper. Well, front and back, 1 sheet, but like front and back, 2 pages, with all these characteristics and qualities he would want of a wife. So now the rabbi looks it over and says, oh, and he reads it, and, and now he hands the young guy another piece of paper and says, now you're going to make a second list. And the young man has this look of shock on his face. You can watch it if you want to look at the community tab. And now he's looking like, what? Like he's thrown for a loop. And the rabbi says, I want you to write what you have to offer to this wonderful woman that possesses all these qualities. What do you have to offer? And I think the guy came up with like maybe 4 things. Now the rabbi says, you're not ready to get married until you can offer this woman what you ask of her. No. And he said, you're married to yourself and you're married to your music, because he had a music career. He was a, I don't know if he was like a full-on narcissist, but he was narcissistic. He wanted it all. He wanted to do what he wanted to do and have like this perfect woman that gave him everything, did everything, was his stylist for his rap videos, blah, blah, blah. But what did he have to offer her? Nothing. Not really. Not really. Well, what kind of... The only type of woman that would accept that would be as shallow and stupid as he was. And hopefully that stupidity is temporary, and I don't know about the shallowness. But years ago, this really intelligent man that was a writer for the New York Times back when people actually read newspapers had told my neighbor slash friend Anna, that I've referenced in here, he said, we choose, but we also must be chosen. So, if you're a person out there and you're married to yourself and you're happy with that, then stay married to yourself. Don't waste anyone's time and energy, including your own, pretending to be you're something you're not. You're not willing to compromise. You want everything in a partner, but you're not willing to give them everything. If you're willing to give them half your love, then that's what you should expect, is a partner who's giving you half their love. That's why I had shared that song a while back. But the married to yourself part, yes, people get used to being alone. I've been alone. I've been married, and I've had long-term relationships. The last one was like a second marriage. So I know I'm capable of compromise, but to be honest, and I don't know if it's really true or not, I felt like in all of those relationships, I gave more than I got, and it left me feeling burnt out and tired. That's my feelings. I don't know that it's fact. And I became very, very sick, and I've mentioned it in the last year, and it was thought that I was going to die. And my insurance carrier actually was giving me explicit instructions in my final arrangements, making, you know, like the directives, I think it's called, where I don't know. But anyway, I've shared some of my diagnoses, and I had 2 major problems this year with my health, and one has definitely improved. Another one might be lingering for the rest of my life, and it might be what takes my life. I don't know. But, I mean, that's neither here nor there. I mean, anyone could die at any time of any kind of cause, you know. And I'm sorry, that's off on a tangent. But I was so fascinated, and that rabbi was so full of wisdom in what he said to the young man, and that he had kind of like the nerve to call him out. And I've shared on this channel that in between relationships, you know, I like to get out and socialize, and I would meet men from dating apps and not be promiscuous, no judgment, not sleep with them, but just get out for coffee or whatever they were interested in, you know, public, safe meeting. And I must have had at least 100 of such meetings in my lifetime. And the majority of them, like 99.9%, really went nowhere. My relationships really were not from any kind of internet dating thing anyway. But it was something to do in between. But, I mean, I would think about things like, wow, this person has this to bring to the table. What do I have to bring to the table? I didn't just show up and say, well, I want this and I want that and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And maybe that's why I was alone for so long, because I wasn't manipulating. I wasn't using sex or my looks or anything that I would have to offer a man to manipulate. Someone once said to me that I use sex as a weapon. I don't think I do. But when you're in a relationship with someone and you're having sex with them, you know, you have certain criteria. Like you want to, well, I think most women and maybe even men, or at least myself, I don't want to have sex mechanically, because if that's all I want, I can just go and take care of it myself. You know, I want it to be something mutual and enjoyable. Otherwise, what's the point? And in order for me to be in the mood and be able to achieve a good end result, I need to feel emotionally safe, comfortable, and relaxed. So if someone says that you're weaponizing sex, if you're saying, I don't want to have sex tonight because you acted like an asshole, or because I asked you to take the trash out 3 times and you refused, or you ignored me until you had an erection, that's not weaponizing sex at all. Biologically, women are the guardian of the egg, and they have to be selective. And if you have even a small belief in Darwinism, you're going to say that if you are a woman and you're not being selective about sex, then you're really stupid. You know? You are a low-rung person on the totem pole of Darwinism if you don't have criteria and standards, not just for attraction as in looking at them, but how you are treated and how you are, interacting emotionally. And some standard of living comes into play. Not necessarily money, but standard of living. Someone could have a lot of money and a lot of debt. They could have alimony. They could have child support. You could have someone with less money that has no kids, no alimony, no child support, no mortgage. They're debt-free, and they have plenty of discretionary income because they're not bound. And then you could have someone with tons and tons of money, but they have so many other obligations, and you're like the last thing on the list. You don't get but a crumb of what they have financially. So it's not necessarily what you have, but what you're willing to share. Are you willing to share time, emotion? Are you a kind person? Do you share yourself emotionally? All of that. So back to this man, young man, he was not willing to share any of that with a woman. And what kind of woman, other than a stupid one, would accept someone who makes it all about themselves? Think about it. Think about it. So anyway, if you're married to yourself and you're happy with that, fine. And if you want to have someone special in your life, think about what are you doing to attract such a person. If you say, oh, I keep attracting losers while water seeks its own level, maybe you are a loser. Or maybe you are expecting too much. If you're older like me, you're picking from the pool of people that are available. And where would the type of person you want to be with go? ? I don't want to spend the rest of my life alone in or out of a relationship. I want a partner that gets up in the morning like I do, and we have our coffee or tea together, and we do mundane things together like grocery shopping, household chores, prepare a meal together, work as a team, enjoy family, respect each other's spiritual beliefs, have the same standard of living, have the same sort of habits. I don't smoke, and I really don't think it's healthy for me to be around smoke. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm a rare social drinker. I don't use drugs. I'm financially responsible. And this is what I would want to be with. And like that man in the video, I'm married to myself right now. And until, God willing, such a person comes into my life, I'm sort of in a holding pattern, and that's okay. That could change at any minute. Any given minute, it could change. The right person falls into your lap, and it's on. Definitely, it's on. So anyway, everyone, have the day that you deserve. Bye.